Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to learn something really useful for English learners like you. I'm Marie, a professional English tutor. You can read about me on LinkedIn. The link is in the description. In the last video, we learned how to introduce yourself in your first team meeting. Today, you'll learn how to respond to ideas in meetings, whether you are speaking to your colleagues or to your boss or manager. We'll start with positive support phrases. These are really important in the workplace because they help create a friendly team environment and encourage people to share more ideas. Later, we'll also cover neutral and pushback phrases, so you'll have a complete set of tools for any meeting situation. The best thing is, you will hear the phrases used in many conversations and scenarios in this video. So be sure to watch the entire video to the end. Throughout the video, you'll see this icon when it's time to pause and practice. This will help you remember the phrases better. We all know that learning new words is important, but sometimes it can be a bit boring, right? Well, I have a better way to improve your English, especially for meetings at work. What's the secret? It's learning special phrases that help you agree, disagree politely, or ask questions in meetings. Why are these phrases so great? Let me tell you. They're easy to use. You can use these phrases every day in real conversations, not just remember words you might never need. They make you feel more confident. Meetings can be scary in a new language. These phrases help you speak clearly, even when you're nervous. They help you listen better. These phrases aren't just for talking, they also help you understand others and join in the conversation. You can use them everywhere. These phrases work in meetings, but also in many other situations. They make your English sound more natural. Are you ready to learn a better way to speak English in meetings? Great! I'm going to teach you some really helpful phrases that you can use to agree, disagree nicely, and ask questions in any situation. Let's get started. And don't worry if you can't remember everything right away. We've put these phrases in the description. Let's get started with some really helpful phrases that you can use to agree and show support for ideas in any situation. Great idea. That sounds good. I like that. Nice thinking. That could work well. You're on to something there. I'm all for that. That makes sense. Good point. Let's go with that. Use these phrases to show support and build upon your colleagues' ideas. Now, let's learn some useful phrases for when you want to ask questions and make sure you fully understand an idea or suggestion. These phrases will help you gather more information and show that you're actively listening and considering what others are saying. Interesting point. Do you think that would work? I wonder if use these phrases to ask clarifying questions or consider the idea further. Can you tell me more about that? How would that look in practice? That's worth considering. Let's think about that. Could you explain a bit more? I'm curious about how that would work. That's an option to explore. Now, let's learn some useful phrases for when you need to disagree politely or suggest a different idea in a meeting. These phrases will help you express your thoughts respectfully, whether you're talking to colleagues or managers, while keeping the conversation productive and open to new perspectives. I'm not sure about that. Have we considered what about? Use these expressions to politely offer an alternative viewpoint. I see your point, but that's one way to look at it. Another might be, I understand. However, could we also think about, I have a different view on this. That's interesting, but what if I'm concerned that might not work because, but wait, there's more. How you respond can also depend on who's presenting the idea. Let's explore how to show respect to superiors. To express strong support while acknowledging their position, you can say, "That's a brilliant idea, Martha. I think that could be very effective, Mrs. Jones." Let's say you don't really want to support the idea or suggestion. You can give a neutral response while still showing respect to your superior. You can say, "That's an interesting point, Mr. Smith. Do you think that might be feasible, Sarah?" It's important to know that different places have different ways of talking to managers. In some countries, people use the manager's last name, like Mr. Smith or Ms. Johnson. In other places, especially in Western countries, people often use the manager's first name, like John or Sarah. You should watch how other people in your workplace talk to managers. Then do the same thing. If you're not sure, it's okay to ask someone you trust how to address your manager. There are situations where you disagree with your colleagues and especially your managers or clients, and you need to let them know that. You cannot remain silent. You could respectfully push back on the suggestion while showing respect to your boss. You could say, "I'm not sure if that would entirely solve the problem, VJ. Have we considered this alternative, Mr. Martin?" Let's see these phrases in action. In a team meeting, the manager speaks first, then Sarah, then David, and finally, Emily.
I think we should have a big sale next month.
That's a great idea. It could help us sell more products.
Can you tell me more about that? How long would the sale last?
I see your point, but I'm worried about our profit margins. What if we offer a smaller discount instead?
Did you notice how they used our key phrases? Now, let's try responding to a manager's ideas. This is a meeting with the manager. The manager speaks first, then the employee. Mark.
We might need to work on weekends to finish the project on time.
That's an interesting point, Mr. Sharma. Have we considered hiring temporary staff instead? It might be less tiring for the team.
Mark used a polite way to suggest a different idea to his manager. He showed respect while offering another solution. Now it's your turn to practice. Pause the video and practice saying these phrases out loud. "That's a great idea. Can you tell me more about that?" "I see your point. But what if we..." Can you use them in sentences for a situation at your work or with your family? Remember, using these phrases will help you join in meetings more easily. Show respect to your coworkers and boss. Share your ideas clearly. In another situation, the team is brainstorming a new marketing campaign. Two colleagues are speaking, Sarah and David.
Hey team, how about we launch a social media contest to generate buzz for our new sneaker line?
That sounds good, Sarah. We could even partner with an influencer to reach a wider audience.
David used a positive response, building upon Sarah's idea. Here is another scenario where Liam and Emily are discussing attending an industry conference in person.
I think attending this industry conference could be a great way to network and connect with potential partners.
I see your point, Liam. Building relationships within the industry is crucial. That's one way to look at it. Another might be to leverage our social media presence to host a virtual event with industry leaders. It could be a more cost-effective way to achieve similar networking goals.
Emily used a combination of respectful pushback phrases, acknowledging Liam's idea for its networking potential, while offering an alternative perspective that considers budget and platform. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and practice saying these phrases out loud. "I think, I see your point, but what if we..." That's one way to look at it. Another might be, "Remember." Using these phrases will help you show respect to your coworkers, share your ideas clearly, and maintain good relationships. In this next situation that many of you are familiar with, the manager, Kim, is asking the IT technician to push back testing schedule. Yikes! How does Mark handle this terrible idea?
To meet the launch deadline, I propose pushing back the beta testing phase by a week.
I have a different view on this, Miss Kim. That's interesting that you're considering shortening the beta testing phase. While a timely launch is important, ensuring a high-quality product is critical too. I'm concerned that shortening the beta testing window might risk encountering application bugs late. What if we explored extending the deadline slightly to allow for a full testing window? We could also consider adding more testers as you suggested.
Mark used respectful pushback while showing respect. He acknowledged Ms. Kim's goal while offering an alternative solution that addresses her concern. Now it's your turn again. Pause the video and practice saying these phrases out loud. You should record yourself on a voice recorder so you can listen to how you sound. Say these expressions. Miss Chin, I have a different view on this. It's interesting that you're considering changing the deadline. What if we explored extending? What if we think about making? Remember, using these phrases will help you work well with and show respect to your coworkers and managers while showing confidence in sharing your ideas clearly. In this next situation, an employee strongly supports her manager's idea for a new training program, and she wants her manager to know it.
I think a new customer service training program would benefit the team.
That's a brilliant idea, Miss Chun. It would definitely help us improve our customer interactions.
That is how the employee showed strong support of her manager's idea. Now, here is an uncomfortable situation that the employee handles expertly. The manager wants to stop hiring new staff. Imagine that.
Due to recent budget cuts, we might need to implement a hiring freeze for the next quarter.
That's an understandable suggestion, Mr. Kim. However, we're currently understaffed for the upcoming project launch. Have we explored alternative cost-saving measures or the possibility of a temporary contract position to address the immediate need?
Here, Emily used respectful questioning. She acknowledged the situation while offering alternative solutions that address both the manager's budget concern and the team's productivity needs. You can now practice saying phrases out loud. You can also record your voice in your voice recorder. You should also write them down so you can write out complete sentences for your work situations. That's an understandable suggestion, Mr. Kim. However, have we explored? I see your point, but what if there you have it. By using the right vocabulary and showing respect for your colleagues and superiors, you can become a master of responding to ideas in meetings. Remember, teamwork is about building upon ideas and finding the best solutions together. Like and subscribe for more English communication tips for the workplace. In the comments below, tell us your biggest challenge with responding to suggestions in meetings.